Hi, this is the code we will be using for decision tree, and you can see I will tell you what are the things we need to edit in order to do it, right? And first you should be able to edit this given data. They will give some data, right? So as such, in our trial exam 1 he has given the data over here, right? So we need to enter this data in thing. So you should enter the data, see the name here, data decision tree, right? You should give that file name over here. So enter the data in here, whatever the things he has given, right? So enter, you can use any editor and enter this like this. Don't enter these values, gender, size, don't enter these values, just enter this from this all the values over here. It's better to use small letter instead of using capital. Don't use capital letters, okay? And after this thing, first need to edit this thing, and you just need to enter the number of columns, that is this thing 1 2 3 4, right? So enter this thing, and this thing this is very important, okay? Only these 4 things we need to edit, and later on it will be easy for you. And other thing is categorical attributes. Is first we will identify which are the things are categorical attributes, right? So for our this case, this is a categorical attribute, size is a categorical attribute, colors is a categorical attribute, and this is the last one is a target attribute. So all the 3 things are categorical attributes, and so write these things: gender, size, and color. You can give what I have given first letter as capital letter, but you can give small letter for your easy reference, okay? The name which you give here is important because you will be using this thing below. And since there are no numerical attributes, leave this as empty thing. Now first, this thing is the attribute criteria, so this is the default criteria. So we will be just able to identify what are the possible values for each of the things, right? So for the gender it is male and female, for size it is S, L, M and XL, for color it is red, blue and green, for class anyway it will be S or no, okay? So this class attribute no need to worry, either it will be yes or no. I think it's better for you to always write as in yes or no, even if they give some other thing, play, does not play, right? You don't worry about those things, right? Either yes or no, those things, okay? And sorry, and yeah, for each things, right? For each of the category, for each of the attributes you write, right? So write the possible values over here. You just need to edit these things, the values inside these things. If it is a numerical value, you should enter like this for that overcast, right? So for categorical attributes you will be entering like this, you will be entering an array. If it is numerical attribute, you will be entering like this, okay? And one more thing is that for numerical attributes, right, when you get the values, just put this. Wait for this example, I'll explain this thing also again, don't worry. So for numerical attributes, right, for loading the data, just typecast them as float, okay? For temperature and humidity it is numerical, right? So if I am getting the values as float, then you do not worry about it. Since for this example it's only categorical attributes, I am not doing anything. So if there is any numerical attribute, you just need to do like this, float of, okay? Now we don't need to do, and that's all. So first when you get it, you will just edit this data value, and the number of columns is this thing 1 2 3 4, and you will enter these values. These values are nothing but the attribute names: gender, size, color and class. and you will just write the categorical attributes among these, which are categorical attributes and which are numerical attributes. You need not worry about the target attribute. You just need to worry about these other things other than the target attributes. Okay. And for the attribute criteria, for the default attribute criteria, you just write all the possible values for these things. For gender, it is male and female. For size, it is S, L, M and XL. Color, it is red, blue and green. Okay, so write them here. Also no need to write about the class attribute. Now these are the things. So you just run from the beginning. After entering these things, you just run. Check whether the data you have entered is loaded. Just check whether some print has come. Okay, and these are all just functions. Just you need to run over them. No need to worry about this thing. This is just to check the class entropy. This will just give the class entropy of overall things. So if you want, you can just check it. This for just checking. So this is to get information gain for some split, right? So this is to get information gain for splitting by size, S and M and XL. So this is for just computing. You don't worry about these things. These things are just for rough things. Just come over here. This thing is the major thing. Okay, now what he has given is, he has asked us to split it. He has asked us to split the take the root node as the size and split based upon one branch will be S and M and other branch will be L and XL, right? So in the categorical attribute which we defined here, right, we just we considered size S, M, L and XL to be separately, but now he is grouping them together. So S and M should be together and L and XL should be together. See, be careful how I am writing the combining those things. Okay, if you want to combine those things, just see how I am combining those things. Just follow these things. Okay, and this will, if you compute these things, right, so it will just according to his criteria, right? According to his criteria which he has given, gender will be the attribute with maximum gain. But so if we want to choose the root node, right, we would have chosen the gender, but for here he has asked us to choose the root node as the size, so take it as the size. So the thing is that we need not worry about these things. He has asked us to take the root node as the size, so take it as a size. So from the size you need to, so according to him, he has given the root node as size and he has asked to split for S according to S and M and L and XL. So first we need to do a split for find the node for S and M. Okay, and so since we have taken the whichever node we have taken as the root node, right, whichever, so we need to remove this thing from the attribute criteria. See, before I had we have size over here. Since I am splitting based upon the size, right, so I will be removing the size from the attribute criteria. So remove the size thing from here, and I need to just see for the size attribute how we are splitting it. He wants S and M to be together, right? So give the values as S and M. Okay, so if you give this thing, so it will just show the attribute with maximum gain as the color, and the information gain splitting by color is 0.311. So this is the answer he has given, 0.311 or 0.312. Okay, and next thing, now we have split. We have found node for this one. Again we need to split the size based upon this L and XL, right? So go here, and again we need to say we split this for S and M, and now we are splitting it for X and XL. So if you do this thing, you will get again the attribute with maximum gain as color, and the information gain splitting by color is 0.666. So this is the answer he has given here. Its color is 0.66. Okay. And again, see, for the previous year's exam question, right, he has asked for this. I think he has given the same things, and he has asked to compute the Gini index and entropy and those things. He has asked specific questions by specific things, right? So see the first question, he has asked compute the Gini index for the overall collection of training examples. To compute the Gini index of overall things, see, we have this thing as a function named Gini over here. So for this thing, right, you just need to call Gini of the Gini and this play data. This will print the overall. Play data is nothing but the data which we loaded here, that's all. Okay, here you don't need to change anything. Just if you want to compute the overall Gini impurity, just run over this. This will give the overall Gini impurity 0.48. and if he is asking Gini index for specific attribute, so he is asking for Gini index for gender M. So if we ask anything for specifically, right, I have given code for also this one. So if he is asking Gini index for gender M, you just need to edit this value. He has given us gender and he is asked for M, so I'm gender and M. If you just run over it, you will get the Gini index of 0.48. and next thing is he has asked to compute the entropy for overall collection of training examples. So if you want to get the entropy for overall collection, right, it's nothing but we have a function named entropy over here. Okay, just call the entropy function, that's all. Okay, I will add this thing here also. Just call the entropy over here and it will just print the entropy of all the things. This is the entropy for all the things, and he has asked us to compute the entropy for the color red. So if you want to compute the entropy for the color red, it's nothing but just edit these things, put color and put red over here, and you will get the entropy for color red. This is the entropy for color red. Okay, and remember these things. See, for this question he has just asked only these questions, right? So we need not worry about those information gains and those things. Just enter the data in the Excel sheet and just come straight to this function and just change these values and write the answers, that's all. And the last question is, which attribute would provide the best result based upon the information gain? So he is asking us the root node, considering in all the things, right, which attribute will provide the best split based upon information gain. So we need to find the root node. See, initially I have written for this exam question, right, he has not split it based upon that he has not splitted the size as SCM and X. He has not grouped together the small and medium and L and XL. He has not grouped together for the exam which he has given. So it should be this thing. So this thing should be separate. SCM, L and XL should be separate. And if to calculate the root node, right, you just call the process root. It will just give the thing. So the attribute at maximum gain, information gain, is size. This is the answer for this one. I think it would have been a little bit confusing for you. Okay, no problem, just wait, I will just do a live example for you based upon this. This is for the trial exam question, right? Now I will do that Outlook example for you. So see how long does it takes, and this is the actual time it will take in the exam. So it's better to attempt this question at the last. Okay, so now I'm going to edit. So now my question will be this thing for that Outlook thing, right? For the Outlook thing, what I will need to do is I need to edit these things. I need to edit all these values given for the Outlook thing. I have already edited those things. See, I have already entered those values, but this entering these values will take some 5 minutes for us, maybe 5 or 6 minutes for us. So add 5 minutes for the completion time. Okay, so I have already entered this thing. I have renamed decision to true. I have done it, and I am just getting number of columns. I just need to enter number of columns. See, the number of columns for that question is 1 2 3 4 5, right? So I will just edit this as 5, and I will just need to edit those values. So what are the things are there? Outlook, temperature, humidity, windy. Humidity, windy. Okay, just write shortcuts for everything. It will be enough. Humidity, windy, and the last one is the target thing. Wait for this one. Okay, and the categorical attributes among them is Outlook is categorical, windy is categorical, and temperature and humidity are numerical. So I am using the same names what I have given here over here, so you should not change this value. So if you change this, you will get error. Okay, and here also you should use the same values. So now we will write the attribute criteria, general attribute criteria: Outlook, temperature, humidity, follow the syntax properly or else you will get error. Okay, windy, so for the Outlook, what are the possible values we have? Sunny, overcast, and rain, right? So write it over here. For temperature is a numerical attribute, right? So for the numerical attributes, write it as just 75. So we will be, I think he will give some values to calculate, so just enter what are the values which is giving, right? For humidity also it is 75. I think this values he will give, or else we can just choose a median of the values of all these values, right? So it will be not a problem. For windy it is true and false, right? So that's all. We enter all those values. So we'll run. See, this number of columns and this, the initial step, this thing is very important, so be very careful. If you are not getting any error on this thing, if you are able to pass this step, right, then it is easy for you. So these are all inbuilt function, just run. So always enter the target attribute as this capital letter, because the inbuilt functions are using capital letters, it seems. So see, remember this thing, always enter the target as the capital letter. T should be capital letter, okay, don't forget. So this is the class entropy for overall data of the play data. Now we need to this is for just for testing I have written. So command this thing. Don't worry, I will comment this thing and I will give you. This is just in case if you want to compute information gain of any specific attribute, right? So you can just enter the attribute over here and the value of that for which thing you want to get. So that thing, no need to worry, and just run this thing. Now we need to find the root node, right? So he has not given any criteria for this thing, so just copy this attribute criteria over here. And place it over here. That's all. So see, this is what I told you, this while to be careful for numerical attributes. So this error, if you get some error like this, right, string less than or equal to not supporting between instance of str and int, so you are not process the numerical values correctly. So temperature and humidity is numerical arrays, right? So put them as float. If you are very careful, if you have done it, I already told you, right, if you do this thing carefully over here, then below you no need to worry. So for the temperature and humidity I have changed it to float, that's all. So now it will calculate everything and it will give the information gain of split for all the values. Okay, so you can get the values from here and it will list the attribute with maximum. So it is giving the attribute with maximum gain as outlook. So you just take a paper and draw outlook as the attribute with maximum thing. So outlook is the maximum thing, and outlook has 3 possible values, right? Sunny, overcast and rain. So remember one thing, here we are choosing the maximum attribute, here we are choosing outlook as the maximum attribute, right? So outlook as the maximum gain. So go and check for the outlook. In the outlook, check for the entropy values for whose entropy value it is 0. So for overcast the entropy value is 0, right? Then check the counter value. All the 4 values of overcast are yes. So for entropy, for overcast there is no, for the whichever the things which has got entropy 0 for that split go. See, this is the condition. So attribute, you will get the attribute with the maximum gain, right? So it is outlook. So go to the attribute with maximum gain and just check for under this thing which has the entropy as 0. So for overcast the entropy is 0. So just check for all the 4 values are yes, right? So for overcast it is yes. Sorry about these things. It's overcast. So for overcast it is yes, and there is no further split for the sunny and rain, right? So now we need to find the node for sunny and we need to find the node for rain. So the thing is, next we need to, what we need to do is just this is to find the root thing. You need to call the process root. If after that you need to call the process thing. Remove the root. Once you find the root node, just call the process thing. Okay, process. What I told you is you will be splitting the outlook, right? So remove outlook from this thing, and you need to give the split criteria, right? So split criteria is outlook, and we need the node for sunny. Just one node, right? So okay, I gave all the things as small letter. So remember this thing, I just copied from there, so it's not, so this is the name which we give here and those things, so don't change it. Okay, see this function I have called it wrongly. The process as extra attribute, so I should call it here split indices. I think it's better you just edit these values, right? You just come here and edit those values. That will be better. Instead of copying pasting, you just can come and edit this attribute criteria over here, and the split indexes over here I have done. This is taking some time, right? So next time I'll do. So you are getting as the next attribute with maximum gain as humidity. So write humidity over here, and for the humidity, right? So here humidity is the attribute max, so you will need to go and check for humidity for which of the things entropy is 0. So for both less than and for greater than, the entropy is 0. So for less than, both the things are yes, and for greater than, all the 3 things are no. So for less than it is yes, and for greater than it is no. Now we finish this thing. So now we need to get for the node for this rain thing. So we, for the outlook thing, see, now I'm just editing this thing. We just need to get the value for rain. Okay, so in the attribute criteria, just copy it from here. Since we are splitting by outlook, so outlook should not be here. Okay, that's the major thing. Now if we run, you will get the next attribute with maximum gain as windy. So you will copy the windy over here. This node will be windy, and for windy, so this is the maximum attribute with maximum gain, right? So go for this one and check for this the entropy values. So both the entropy values are 0, and if the windy is true, both the things are no. So if the windy is false, all the three things are yes. So if windy is true, the answer is no. That's all. So this concludes this thing. See, I in this previous things, right? We just computed the Gini index for categorical attributes. We computed Gini index and entropies, right? For numerical, you just need to call this function where here. I will give the for numerical also. I have already written those things here. Sorry. Okay, don't worry, I'll just give the Gini impurity code separately and this tree construction code separately, so it will be easy for you. So if they ask Gini impurity, you can just edit that file, and if they ask this thing, you can just edit this file, so don't worry. And that's all. And just to summarize everything, right, things you need to remember is these things. And just first you need to enter these values in this thing, and you just need to give the number of columns correctly, and you just need to give the attribute names over here. And if it is numerical attribute, remember to add flow, remember to convert it to float over here. Okay, and always remember this target attribute should be for t should be capital letter. Okay, because the inbuilt functions are using the t as capital letter thing. And write the categorical attributes among these things which are categorical, and among these things which are numerical. If numerical is empty, leave it as an empty set, as we did here. As for our dress example, numerical, nothing is numerical, so we leave it as empty. Okay, and next thing is attribute criteria. Is you will just need to write all the attribute names. Class attribute you no need to worry about here. Just you need to write all the possible values over here, and if it is numeric, just write the numbers over here. No need to put all the syntax over for like this. If it is categorical attribute, follow the syntax. If he is combining two categorical attributes together, so if he is combining sunny and overcast together, so it should be like sunny comma overcast. Got it, right? So it should be like this if he is combining, as we have did it here. So if he is not combining, just write them separately. See, here he is combining. No, for this thing you don't need to worry, just write for below thing, right? He will give some criteria to combine. So if he is giving some criteria to combine, then you just combine them like this: S, M and L and XL. And that's all. After this thing, we just need to compute all these things. Just run over here, and the process root will find the root attribute, and if he has given the root node for himself, you just need to call the process function over here. That's all. For each of the things, so see, for the process function, and the same steps will repeat again. That's all. Okay, I think this is a very big tutorial.